display so early in the day.
Jan Habich is more than 32 seconds behind Kuhn, but in second.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise, but that was quite a rough and tough stage. And obviously a couple of guys got caught out on the rocks and so on.
Johnny Gemmell had Habich firmly in his sights, less than 3 seconds back.
Yeah, Jan is just 2 seconds in front of us, and then it's 33, I think, to Enzo. But there's still quite a way to go, so a lot can happen.
With a more than half a minute lead, and after seeing how quickly things can go wrong, it was now all about survival for new rally leaders Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson. Keane knows how to win the Sasol Rally, and experience allowed him to carefully adjust his pace to protect his lead over stages 12 and 13.
Left 8, open, stay left. Stay left 6, now stay left 6.
Jan Habich and Ralph Pitchford were hanging on to their second position for dear life and even extended it by a mere 0.2 of a second on stage 12. But the Sasol Toyota orders of Johnny Gemmell and Phil Archinall went fastest of all on stage 13, taking a massive 10 seconds from the multiple champion and passing him for second position. The second Sasol Toyota orders of Mark Cronje and Robert Paisley was still playing catch-up after their day one troubles. Cronje was now setting some of the fastest stage times of the event, but without a little luck, he had little chance of reaching the podium. Behind the remaining factory Volkswagens and Toyotas, Hein Lategan and Johan van der Merwe were battling it out with JP Damso and Caroline Swan. Lategan had slowly built up his confidence and speed on day 2 and was much more comfortable inside the Purtic Toyota orders. But Damso was also regaining the confidence to go fast. The Cape Townian's career has been dogged by bad luck, but the Total Evolution driver was showing more commitment and found himself in the hunt for a 5th position, just 7 seconds behind Lategan.
We're having a big dice, JP and myself. He's eating into it slowly but surely. I mean, the last stage I really went for it and I said, I hope he didn't take time off me, otherwise I'm in trouble, and he took a second.
Cape Town-based Spaniard Fernando Rueda had ambitions to join this battle in another Total Evolution Toyota runnings, but niggling mechanical problems slowed his progress.
And we've had a few problems with the gearbox. You know, we have gearbox and we don't have all the gears, and we have all the gears.
Mohamed Musa and Grant Martin also battled their way into the top 10 for the first time since moving to the top S2000 class. They managed to turn the Total Evolution runnings back onto its wheels and continued, but nearly 13 minutes and all chance of a decent finish was lost.
It was really stupid. We slid wide in the corner, and as we came into the step down and tried to hold it and just rolled, slow roll, just over. And
Enzo Kuhn has a commanding 28-second lead after the names of Fecken and Rotenbach disappeared from the leaderboard. Gemmell slides past Habich into second, while the fight for 5th rages on between Lategan and Damso. Remarkably, the Class A6 fight between Poulter and Conradi makes it into the top 10.
Time was running out for South Africa's top dirt road warriors to jockey for final top 10 positions. The local Stassen brothers returned to national rallying for the first time in almost a year and put their local knowledge to good use in the Top Gear Motor Subaru Impreza. The Stassens were not only the sole surviving Class N14, but drove well to reach the end in a well-deserved 10th position overall. One would not expect a front-wheel drive 1600cc car to be anywhere near the top 10 of a South African rally, let alone the demanding Sasol Rally. But that is exactly what Chart Conradi and Tien Rabe accomplished in their Silverton Engineering Toyota Auris. Conradi was quick and consistent all weekend long and was rewarded with 2nd position in Class A6 as well as 9th overall, ahead of fast and more powerful machinery. But one of the drives of the event must go to Leroy Poulter and Henry Dearlove in the Class A6 Randburg Raceway Ferrodo Toyota runnings. Poulter was not only the first front-wheel drive car home, but also ended 8th overall in spite of breaking a rear axle along the way. It was also only his 3rd ever rally, and definitely his first ever wet and misty Sasol. But the circuit racing champion showed that he's just as home on dirt as on tar, and will be one to watch in the future as he climbs the steep rally ladder. Fighting for the overall South African Rally Championship is an honour mostly reserved for the country's top drivers and factory machines. So the rest of the field have their sights set on the inaugural Privateers Championship for cars that are not from the BP Ultimate Volkswagen or Sasol Toyota stables. Fernando Rueda and Dave Lefkowitz survived the tough Sasol Rally to finish 7th overall, but more importantly for the Total Evolution driver, he collects valuable points for a 3rd position in the Privateers Championship. JP Damser and Callan Swan were driving with a lot more enthusiasm inside their Total Evolution runnings. The Cape Townian even got to within 6 seconds of a 5th place finish, but in the end they had no choice but to settle for the points that come with 6th place overall. The result was also good enough for 2nd in the Privateers Championship. Hein Latergan and Johan van der Merwe were lacking in confidence for most of the event and were a little off their usual fast pace in the Bertec Toyota Auris. But it all came together over the final few stages of the Sasol when Latergan started to set very competitive times. In the end, he managed to pull away from Damser to finish 5th overall and to claim the Privateers win by 13 seconds. With no chance of reaching the Sasol Rally podium and with no real chance of being caught by Latergan behind him, Castrol Toyota's Mark Cronje and Robert Paisley had no choice but to settle for 4th place. Cronje had excellent pace throughout the event, but a broken power steering on Friday robbed him of any chance to fight for a rally victory. There was consolation for Cronje as his 4th placed finish on the Sasol propels him to 2nd in the overall championship.
We don't really have anything to gain, so I'm happy with the position.
Behind the leaders and the battle for the overall and Privateers Championships, drivers in several more classes were conquering the tough challenge that was the 2010 Sasol Rally. Overnight, Class A7 leaders Gugu Zulu and Sean Visser extended their lead to around 2 full minutes halfway during day 2. But the windscreen inside the BP Ultimate Polo missed it up and prevented them from seeing the road. Zulu had to stop twice and lost the class win in the process. Michael Otto and Tommy de Tooy have had their fair share of bad luck in the past and were happy to claim the Class A7 win in their Johns Way auto-doctored Toyota Corolla. They finished 12th overall. Class A5 produced another brilliant fight between Andre Kleinwerk and Kees Naidoo in their BP Volkswagen City Golf and the Toyota Yaris of Ashley Haig Smith and Hilton Orfrey and the similar Yaris of Chad Lambert and Nick Prinsloo. Kleinwerk was the overnight leader until his City Golf suffered total electrical failure in stage 10 on Saturday. The Lambert Steel Toyota Yaris took over the lead by 12.5 seconds before the team reacted. Toyota Yaris of Haig Smith, the class championship leader, took the lead in stage 11. Cape Town youngster held it until stage 15 in spite of a puncture that cost him 30 seconds and braking and engine mounting in stage 13. But the remarkable matric scholar could not hold off a late charge from the 2007 Northern Regions champion and ended 50 seconds behind. It was Lambert's first win since joining the National Class A5 Championship. Megan and Oliver Verlaak dominated Class M3 in their Toyota Runnix right up until stage 14 when a new fuel pump installed before the event cried enough, leaving the win to Abdurrahman Amle and Garth Rich in a similar Runnix. The former Western Cape Regional Rally champions broke 4 engines before the Sasol Rally and competed with Amle's wife's car's engine under the bonnet. Robson Maganesi and Pierre Jordan brought their Link Africa Ford Fiesta home second in Class N3.
With only a few stage kilometres to go, Enzo Kuhn looks set for yet another Sasol Rally victory.
I think it's a matter of managing the lead from here on. Car feels good.
At the start of day 2, second position looked almost impossible, but it's exactly where Johnny Gemmell finds himself.
We'll be trying for second. I think we're quite level with Yanni now, so we'll give that a go to get to second.
Hubby still has a chance at reclaiming his former second position, but the momentum has shifted the other way.
Yeah, it's going a bit tough, you know, it's difficult to judge what to do with the rough stuff, so...
Stage 14 was an exact repeat of stage 11, the stage that rudely interrupted the rally fight between former leaders Rothenbach and Vecken. So although the top 3 positions seemed pretty settled, anything could still happen. Jan Habig and Ralph Pitchford have slipped from second to third over the past few stages, but Habig is not one to give up. He masterfully threw the BP Ultimate Polo around the final few stages in a last chance effort to catch Johnny Gemmell, but it wasn't enough. Habig could only manage third fastest in both stages 14 and 15 and remained in third overall, 20 seconds behind his second place driver. It was almost fitting then that second place Gemmell and Phil Archinall also set the second fastest times on these 2 stages to consolidate their second position. Their 20-second penalty from early in the rally would haunt Gemmell, as 20 seconds could have made the difference between fighting for the win or settling for second. Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson had everything to lose, but the former champion and multiple Sasol Rally winner used every bit of experience to guide the BP Ultimate Polo through and around the many obstacles on both stages 14 and 15.
Flat crest mid 50, flat crest 80, crest is brake left.
There was only one final chance to influence the outcome in front of thousands of spectators who flocked to the Nelspruit Showgrounds for the final stage. Since the Sasol finale is only 550 metres long, or is it 550 metres short, it's extremely unlikely that it will influence the outcome, but it's great entertainment for the fans.
A lot can go wrong in 550 metres, but fortunately for Keane, nothing did. Both Habig and Gemmell did what they could, but the difference on this stage between all three leading cars was less than a second, and not enough to inflict any changes on the leaderboard.
Left. Stand by.
Enzo Keane wins the Sasol Rally.
A comfortable 30 seconds separate rally winners Enzo Kuhn and Guy Hodgson from second place Johnny Gemmell and standing navigator Phil Archinall. Jan Habig completes the Toyota in the Volkswagen Sandwich with a fine third position. Watergan is the top privateer, while the Class A6 cars of Poulter and Conradi appear in the top 10. Michael Otto takes Class A7 ahead of Gugu Zulu, while Poulter impressed with the Class A6 win in only his third outing ahead of Conradi and Trott. Chad Lambert scores his maiden Class A5 win ahead of youngster Ashley Haig-Smith and Benjamin Pino. There were only two finishers in Class N3, with Amley coming out on top. At the Nelspruit Showgrounds, it was time to reflect on the success that was the 2010 Sasol Rally.
Motorsport is in fact a fuels-driven sport wherein